It's our first mac and cheese video, and today we're going to be making pizza mac in the slow cooker. We're going to be adding our extra large elbow noodle macaroni to a pot of chicken broth. We're going to let that cook for about 8 minutes. We don't want it all the way done. So we're going to let that go in there, and while we do that, we're going to chop everything up. Okay, we're going to prep some things first off. We're adding three meats to this: Canadian bacon, pepperoni, and Italian sausage. So we're just going to get everything kind of chopped up. And I'm chopping up this stuff pretty small, I think. Pepperoni we might leave a little bit bigger. We're just going to cut that in quarters. And the Italian sausage is already small enough that we're not going to worry about it. We're adding 3 cheeses. We're doing a sharp cheddar, some sour cream, and of course mozzarella. Just kidding, we're doing a 4th one. It's going to be Parmesan cheese. Alright, we've got a lot to throw in here. We're going to start off with garlic. Italian sausage, pepperoni, and Canadian bacon. Forgot to add it at the start, but we want about half a stick of butter in here. Our sharp cheddar, mozzarella cheese, parsley, onion salt, garlic powder, black pepper, Parmesan cheese, and red pizza sauce. And this is what I was worried about, too much additive. So we're just going to try and pack this down a little bit. And I'm going to put a lid on this, let it come up, get hot, and then once it's hot, we're going to mix everything in so that the cheese can properly melt. Okay, it's been about 30 minutes on low, and some of this cheese is starting to melt, so we can move it up a little bit. I definitely overfilled this crock pot. So my plan is, instead of leaving it alone for 2 hours on low, I am just going to come in and try to stir it every half hour to try and make sure that the cheese is evenly coating the mac that's all the way at the bottom. So it's going to be a little bit of a process. This is the first time making macaroni and cheese, trying to do a recipe like this in a small crock pot. So, lessons learned. I mean, that's the theme of this entire channel, right? So, I'll check back in with you guys in 2 hours, and hopefully this will be completely done by then. But it's already smelling like pizza, so I am really excited about this. Alright, we're 2.5 hours in on low, and I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with how this looks. I think, if anything, I got a few ideas of how I might want to improve it, but the first thing we need to do, we need to get some to try. We'll do a taste test, and then I'll share some thoughts. Alright, it's time to do a taste test here. I'm going to try and get a little bit of everything in here. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. There's definitely a lot of room for improvement on this recipe. First of all, I think I should have doubled how much pizza sauce I put in here. Second, oh, I forgot to mention too, about halfway through cooking I ended up adding half a block of cream cheese. This just was not looking nearly cheesy enough or creamy enough. And that's another thing. I think I wanted to make this maybe a little bit more creamy. And so maybe a full block of cream cheese would have worked. Either that, or I probably should have added a lot more mozzarella cheese. I think that would have maybe been the more correct choice here. instead of a second half of the cream cheese block. Yeah, definitely needs a lot more of the pizza sauce. I think that would take this up a notch quite a bit. Although as it is, I'm pretty happy with this recipe. I'd be okay making it just like this again, but there's definitely a little bit of room for improvement here and there. I think primarily making this more creamy is probably the first step in doing so. So creamy, pizza sauce. But if we look at our ingredients, I think the triple meat was a fantastic option. I taste the pepperoni, I taste the Italian sausage, and it all works well with the noodles. So overall, I'm very happy with it. And I'm looking forward to this being our dinner tonight. So not a bad first recipe for our mac and cheese series. It's not really going to be a mac and cheese series. I'm just going to occasionally be dropping some mac and cheese recipes. Although I've got a second one already ready to go. We're doing a seafood one next, so stay tuned for that one. Anyways, thanks for joining me on my first mac and cheese test recipe. I appreciate you being here.